Okay, welcome back, dudes and dudettes. This is, of course, your Airdrop Hunter LL, and today we are going to be reviewing LootBOT, which we did briefly talk about on my top 5 crypto Telegram bots video, which I'm going to be linking it to the corner in case you want to check it out. So what exactly is LootBOT? LootBOT is a Telegram bot that automates on-chain interactions and acts as a streamlined front-end for hundreds of chains. So in layman terms, the bot allows you to create a brand new, fresh EVM or Solana address, and then you can deposit money to that bot and it will automatically start interacting with multitude of different dApps in that specific chain. And there's multitude of different chains available there. Some of them have already their mainnet tokens and some of them don't. Like for example, Base Chain or Scroll for example. So in some scenarios, you might be farming multiple different airdrops with a one single account, depending on what type of a farming route the bot is using. And it's a very simple concept. There's obviously more nuances to it, exactly throughout their own token known as Loot, which is currently sitting at the valuation of $1.14. And I think I bought it at a pretty good time, around maybe 45 cents. So it's pretty cool to see that I got in relatively early in terms of the token's lifespan. And you don't need to buy the token to start interacting with the actual bot because there's a free version included here. The token is kind of like a one way to start participating on that ecosystem and get started like earning rewards, which we're all going to be breaking down in this video. So let's now first time break down what exactly are the things that the bot is interacting with. And in some cases, I am a bit critical about the roster of dApps that are included, and I wish maybe that there would be more faster time to adapt into new things. And I will talk about that in a closer note when I get to that. So for example, we have ZK Sync. And the things that it's basically interacting with are like bridges known as Orbiter. Obviously, Orbiters planning out their own airdrop. Then they has the native ZK Sync bridge, and then we have Seller, which has their token already. So for example, that is not a very good bridge to use. It's very cheap probably, but they have their token. And then we have, for example, swapping. We have SyncSwap, which by the way don't have their own token. Mute has their own token. Izumi has their own token. OKX technically doesn't have their own token. So here already you kind of see that there are certain flaws in the system because it's interacting with things that already have their tokens. But then again, providing liquidity or doing swaps at Izumi might be correlated into ZK Sync's own token eventuality, like having a trading volume on all the DeFi things on ZK Sync might be one of those criteria. So that's important. Then we have like NFT minters here, like Merkley, they might do an airdrop. I'm not sure about NFT Peanuts and L2 Marathon. And staking, we have Velocore, which might have some type of an airdrop again for their secondary token. And then we have things like Tavera and Third Web. Gold3, I think they already had their tokens, so there has been airdrop distribution. And one of the things I want to say here in the beginning is I delayed making of this video until I would get my first airdrop throughout the bot to basically make sure it's not a scam or it's not phishing your accounts and things like that. So I can 100% say this bot is actually paying you the airdrop that you will be able to farm with it. And then we have like Lending, Eralend, and Reactor Fusion, which don't have their tokens. Then there is Layer 0, we have Alinea, we have Scroll, we have Tyco on testnet. It's not on the latest testnet, which is a minus. Then we have Manta, which is basically over at this point. All of these things here technically have their tokens, so it's kind of useless. And then we have Solana, which is doing, well, it's not actually showing all the things that it's doing right now. It's doing Mayhem Swap, for example, which doesn't have any token as of right now. So that's a one thing. So yeah, there are a multitude of different things here. A couple of things that are missing are Goerli Testnet and Wormhole, but Wormhole has already announced the airdrop, so that's kind of out of the picture. and Lineas may be out of the picture as well. There are a multitude of different dexes here, which might be still part of the criteria, like Mendy Finance and things like that. And Layer 0 might be one you want to interact with possibly as well. But let's kind of move on here. So it's obviously airdrop tracking, automated airdrop farming, and anti-sybil. They're techniques that will basically use anti-sybil mechanisms. And that's a good thing because we don't want to be sybil checked. Just as a side note, Solana does very few anti-sybil stuff. So that's probably the safest chain to farm out of them all, and cheapest too. And obviously it's running out on Telegram. There is no web version as of right now. There's a portal or dashboard, which I'm going to be showing you in a second. But everything is done throughout the bot. And let's kind of go into the very important part here, which is the pricing. So there is a freemium airdrop, which I've been using right now. And the fundamental different thing is you get 80% of the airdrop instead of 100%. So the premium version, which is $30 per wallet, per chain, per month, is, and I don't know, well, actually, never mind. And so $30 is not actually that expensive when you think about it. If you hold the loot token, you're going to be getting 50% discount. 1,000 loot obviously is, well, right now it's like $1,000 to pay over $1,000 to get that 50% discount. So whatever you want to have, that is up to you. $15 a month is significantly lower expense, but then again, like, you would have to get 10,000 for 10 wallets. So maybe it's cheaper to just go with the free mode. It's up to you really. But the big part here is that you get the private key, because the private key is obviously very important here, because maybe you want to do some extra stuff top of the things that the bot is already doing. So maybe you want to do the Gitcoin passport or some verification things to be anti-sybil flagged for this account before it starts like this crazy airdrop farming strategy. So that's the very big thing about the premium version, because you get that private key, which allows you to do good things with it. So that's and then you can also import wallets on this premium version, and obviously you get 100% of that airdrop. You are gonna be probably more pissed in the latter terms of losing that 20% for these big drops if you're gonna be farming those. But let's move on. And then there's the loot token. It's basically can't be burned, but there's a minimum of amount that you have to burn, which is, I believe, 1,500. And the loot X is something you get when you burn the loot token, and this gives you 5% revenue share. So when people buy, the loot tokens and services from LootBOT, you are getting revenue share from that. So basically staking your loot will get you Ethereum rewards. And current epoch is currently 47 Ethereum. There has been total 355 Ethereum. And I think there's going to be more people coming into farming into this thing later on. And then there's a bit of like tokenomics where it's basically distributed. Seed is actually very big sum of the supply. But I believe 20% already of the supply has been burned so far. So it's pretty crazy. And these are some of the investors and backers behind it. I don't really know any of these people on this list, to be honest, except Mingo Airdrop. So I'm not very familiar with them. So I can't really go like, comment on that too much. And in terms of the roadmap, I would like to see like what chains they're going to be adding here in the future, what could be potentially things added in. Now here is the staking burning dashboard. So far I think I started out 2-3 weeks ago. Maybe in January I bought, I don't remember exactly right now. And in terms of my staking rewards, I have made 0.01 Ethereum plus 13.5 loot, and the next epoch is ending in 14 hours, so whatever extra is on top of that. Obviously, this is happening on chain, so there's going to be fee done on Ethereum. Basically, I made $20 in Ethereum, I guess, and then I made some loot tokens. This is going to be like a big long term for me. There's obviously buy and sell taxes involved with loot. And currently there's only 641 wallets here, so that's not too bad. But yeah, I like the model. It remains to be seen what will be the overall APY and things like that. There's also some point system. I'm not sure is that contributing into the whales airdrop. But yeah, so there's going to be a whales airdrop, and that's for the whales market, I presume. And yeah, I have to enter my Solana address. I don't know why exactly actually I'm gonna adding that, but whatever. But I have to look into that myself later on. But overall, and then there's the burning system, which basically allows you to get like a bonus of, you know, and what was the, okay, minimum of 15,000. So it wasn't 1,500, it was 15,000. So 15k worth of loot. That's actually a lot. And 25% has been burned already. So that's a crazy sum. And I don't think X-Loot can be traded. This is only for gathering yield, far as I know. But I could be wrong about that. And X-Loot probably doesn't get like those staking returns. I think it's just going to be getting revenue share from the freemium commissions and private launch. So one of the things, as I said, like 20% of the airdrop is going to be going to the team, I guess. But I don't know exactly, are they dumping it and giving it to the users, or how exactly is that going? I tried to inquire about it, but I haven't really found a concrete answer about that as of right now. And then lastly, I will be showcasing a bit of the internal terminal for the user accounts. And right now I have my account blurred out because I don't want to be sybil, you know, reported. So here you can see like how many transactions I have done. What is my volume, how much has been spent in fees. This fee amount is actually crazy high, so that's not so good of a thing. But luckily, when the Denkun upgrade happens next month, the fees are going to be significantly lower, which we hope that that's not getting delayed. And it's interacting with multitude of different things. So out of the thing, we have like SyncSwap and VeloCore, a couple of things with OKX. I think there's also some NFT minting things, and those are going to be very important going on. The SyncSwap is obviously the most important thing that it's farming here, and of course the Linea itself. So we have some transactions happening on Linea, and that's what we're hoping for, to pay a dividends, or like not a dividends, but like based on type of valuation. So we almost have $1,000 in volume, which is very good. We don't have bridging volume here, which is problematic, but activity period is 73 days. So that's how long I've been basically using the bot so far. I mean, it wasn't not too long ago till I bought the tokens, so I didn't buy the tokens when I started using this. And then we have things like Solana here. Here I have acted out quite more, 65 transactions. Fees are at 0, 2.47k in volume. And I have a lot of things in Mayan swap, so I'm really hoping that I will be getting something from the Mayan swap based on the volumes that I have. Obviously, if you deposit more to the account, then the volumes are going to be normally, technically, possibly higher. And then there's interactions with like Jupiter, for example, which I would like to be removed and change to Meteor, for example, because Jupiter's airdrop is already out, and now it's pointless to basically have interactions on it because they're not going to be playing into anything. Then you can also create your own schedule here, and sometimes the transactions, by the way, failed as well. So that's something to take in accord. Obviously, they have their own Telegram where you can find support and things like that. So that's also important. And now, finally, I'm just going to be showing you part of the bot. And once again, I'm going to be censoring certain things here, so my wallets are not showing up. So here is the main interface. So these are the tokens that are currently supported: ZK Sync, Linea, Ethereum, Base, Scroll, Tycho, Katla, which is the latest one. I think they have changed that now. And then we have Layer 0, Manta, Solana, Goerli, and Wormhole, and Cosmos. Cosmos, for example, has Celestia. This is only for staking, so this is not something I recommend doing. And obviously in Cosmos chains, well, they're not usually transaction based. They are volume or staked based, so you don't really need a bot for that. But in case you want to interact and start interacting with right now, ones I would choose are Solana, Scroll, and ZK Sync. I think Linea is kind of over right now. I could be wrong about that, but those are kind of my picks that I would go for. And let's say you would do like Scroll. You would go to the wallets, and then you would create a wallet. Let's see, my mailing is spamming to me. And then we have like a new wallet, and this is which we would be basically depositing into. And then on the airdrop tag, you can basically claim your things. So I got my when airdrop throughout this bot, which was 80% of the whole total batch, which was very nice, which has already, I think, covered, well, at least half of the investment that I have done, because the minimum for Solana is 2 Sol right now for deposit for farming. And for other ones, it's 0.06 Ethereum. And obviously, if you don't have any money, you can always deposit tested money to like Goerli, for example. So Goerli is a testnet money. There's also a referral program. I'm obviously going to be giving that link down below. And basically, you know, I think you're going to be getting some type of a discount from the subscription. So it's not going to be $30. It's going to be $27 for you if you're going to be using my link to basically join in. And apparently I'm going to be getting 20% of invitees airdrops. So in case you guys win something, I guess I'm going to be getting a portion of your airdrop as well. So that's kind of cool. And what else should we cover here? I'm not going to be showing too much of the transactions. Let me show like let me save a linear, and then you kind of click looting when you want to start, and there you can choose the different things you want to do. I'm not going to be minting an ID. You choose a wallet which you're going to be using. This is $6. I'm going to be choosing wallet 1, and this is basically, you know, it's doing you a domain. I'm not going to be doing that. So let's say I'm going to be minting an NFT. I can mint an NFT with Merkley. I'm choosing my wallet 1, and then I'm going to be confirming. And now the request has been submitted, and at some point the bot will send you a message once the transaction has gone through and it has basically done the transaction to you know, does it on the chain. And you can track your obviously all of these wallets in the Etherscan or whatever scan that they are using. But my overall verdict is that it is free. Yes, you have to deposit money to it, but then you can obviously, if you don't want to, like, you just want to test things out, start with Tycho, Katla, and Goerli, and then you're going to get the idea how does it work and how do we go on from here. And then once you have interacted with them, then you can start like interacting and maybe using the paid account, where I actually can get the paid menu. And there's also inbuilt trading here, so you can also like swap out the manual and transactions that you can do. Like you can go to Solana, you can go to wallets, and you can swap Sol. So I can, let's say I have a certain token on the list, I have USDC, and now I want to trade that USDC back to Solana. So now it's going to be changing out that, you know, thing there. And then there are separate wallets for billing and plans. So this is basically for paying out the costs for the premium version in case you're going to be using the premium. And yeah, so that's basically it. I don't really have much else to add here. There is a support chat where you can have extra questions about everything, how does everything work, and blah, blah, blah. But I think it's pretty straightforward. The interface is sometimes a bit clunky in the beginning, but once you kind of interact with it, you start to kind of learn how does exactly it work. And I do recommend this. There are other bots out there. I don't know if they're any simpler or that they have better roster of dApps. In case you are running an airdrop bot yourself, you maybe want to send me a review copy or something. You can contact me on best on email or just on Telegram itself at Liger. But I'm going to be bidding you guys farewell for now, and thanks for watching. Check out obviously my airdrop playlist for some airdrop guides, and I will be seeing you in the next video when it will be dropping out. Cheers.